Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to edit black and white pictures. If that sounds interesting, let's hop into this video. Now before we get into this video, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Femi Are and this is the Captain Men channel where we talk about everything from photography to videography, lifestyle and everything in between. So if that sounds interesting, don't feel shy, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop a video. Now without further ado, let's hop into this video. Okay guys, before I start this video, I just want to let you guys know that everything I'm talking about in this video also applies to Lightroom Mobile. So if you don't have Lightroom on your laptop or your computer, you can still use these principles on your phone. It's the exact same thing, with a few exceptions. Alright, so let's start this video. So first, I've imported this picture, one of my clients, and the first thing that you're going to do when you want to edit a picture in black and white is just go to the color panel and anyway, you go to the color panel and you pick black and white. This is a new version of Lightroom, so that's why the black and white option is on top, not in the color panel, but it's the same thing. Even on your phones you see the black and white option by the color panel. So we're going to turn this image to black and white, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to the tone curve to make my famous S curve. So I'm going to make a point here, make another one here in the highlights. I'm going to make my S curve, drag this down a little, take the highlights, take the white up a little, okay, then the mid-tones, just going to lift it up a little bit and bring down the highlights so they're not blown out. Then I'm going to lift the shadows too to create this faded look. Okay, so here's before and after, and yeah, we can already see the difference. Let me turn off the tone curve so you can actually see the difference between the original black image and what we have now. So this is before, this is after. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move to the color panel. Now the color panel here, it just works like the luminance in the regular color panel. So what you're going to see is you're going to actually be controlling the brightness of most of the colors. So for example, if I go to orange and I raise it up, you see that his skin blows up, and if I take it down it darkens. We can't even see him. That's disgusting. But yeah, I'm just going to take the luminance of his skin up a little bit, and basically when you come here you can just experiment with the different colors and see what you come up with. Make sure you don't make anything look too crazy or obvious that something's wrong. So just go through the colors. The yellow here controls most of the grass around him. I'm going to brighten it up a little. Around here is fine, around 40 is fine. Green controls the grass too. Just going to leave it where it is, +1. Blue, I'm going to make the sky a little bit darker to just make it more dramatic. I'm going to reduce the sky. Aqua, just going to leave, aqua, I'm just going to leave aqua where it is. There isn't much aqua in this image, just going to leave it there. Purple and magenta, normally you normally see purple and magenta in like parts of the skin, especially when there's no like obvious purple or magenta in the picture. You see like spots of purple on the skin or like in odd places that are just weird. So I'm just going to leave them where they are. I'm going to go to the basic panel. Now I'm going to adjust my exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows and the rest. So I'm going to increase the exposure a little bit, see what that looks like. I'm basically experimenting with this. Bring it down, see what that looks like. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to bring it, oh no. Okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit to make it more dramatic. The contrast, I think the contrast is fine. The contrast that you have in the S curve is enough. You don't need any more. Highlights, the highlights are fine. Just going to leave them here. Just going to leave my highlight at -19. The shadows, I'm going to bring up the shadows a little bit to +15 is fine. The whites, I'm going to bring them up a little bit to +12. The blacks, I'm going to leave them where they are at 0, that's fine. The clarity, just going to take it up to +10, and +10 is fine. Now I'm going to put a gradient filter on top of his shadow. I'm going to put a gradient filter on the right corner, and I'm going to put it in the image so that there's a contrast, so we can see that the light is coming in from the left hand side. The sun is coming from the left hand side, the light, and then the shadow is on the right hand side of the picture. So I'm going to put a gradient filter over the right side so that I can get darker and we can have this kind of more moody look. I'm going to reduce the exposure, and then on the right hand side I'm going to increase the exposure. So let's make this mask here, and this is just experimentation. I'm just experimenting with this to see what comes out of it. Editing isn't subjective. I mean, there are some rules that we have to follow just to get the basics down so that you don't make things look bad, but generally just do what you feel, you know, experiment with the tools that you have, and whatever you come up with, if it looks good, then that's fine. I'm just going to reduce the shadows instead of reducing the exposure. I'm just going to reduce the shadows a little bit. Let me see the exposure. If I take the exposure down, that looks weird, so I'm just going to take it down a little bit. Then I'm going to go to the right side. I'm going to make another gradient filter and go to the left side, I mean where the light is coming from, and I'm going to increase the exposure just a little bit to create a huge contrast in the picture. So that's okay. I'm not really going to touch any other place in this picture. Sharpening, let me see. I'm just going to increase the sharpening a little bit, maybe to +32 is okay. And honestly, I'm actually satisfied with this image. I don't really need to do much more than this. So here you go, guys, and you can always save this as a preset so that next time you don't have to edit from scratch. You can just slap on your preset and then it's there. Okay guys, we come to the end of today's video. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button, it helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button and join our community of over 100 subscribers. We talk about everything from photography to videography, lifestyle, and every other thing in between. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Daniel_Are. I'll leave it linked in the description below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.